For every day in November, I'm gonna build a part in my level using this random wheel. My only goal is to finish the level with all 30 themes and eventually get it rated. However, there are 3 rules. Every time I spin for a theme, I have to take it off the wheel and use what I get no matter what. All of the parts have to be uploaded as a YouTube video, all the way from the 1st of November to the 30th. After the month of November ends, my level must get rated. If it doesn't, then I fail. Will I get through all 30 days of November? Or will I succumb and fail? Okay, let's go ahead. First one of the series. Don't be something really bad. Okay, I guess we're doing FLAMEWALL theme. Yeah. Day 1. FLAMEWALL. Wow. Okay, so let me just run the layout again. So this is what it looks like right now. But anyways, oh, FLAMEWALL. Yeah, that's a pretty hard level. And the goal is to try and recreate how someone would build a part in FLAMEWALL. So let's just take a look at that. What is the background of this thing? Okay, so it's kind of like 1.9-ish design theme. It's kind of like what we did for the Bloodbath theme last time. I am in no clip. Anyways, now that we've looked at that, I'm gonna just base it off intuition. Okay, so first of all, we start with a plain background. We start maybe black, and then we fade to like an orange here. Okay, actually, I might want to explain what we're doing here. So we're gonna be decorating a FLAMEWALL theme from this point, which is the dotted line, to that point, which is the next dotted line. So we're gonna have that for 30 days straight for the whole of November, and it's gonna be a hell of a ride. Start by making this invisible by going to extra and hide, because that is just a better way of doing it than the alpha trigger. We're gonna change the background to like a pale darkish orange, and then we're gonna make some block design. Okay, we are actually working against the clock here, so I do have the speed build a little bit, and then turn that up, put that in there, just slot that in. No time to think, no time to just go, keep going. Bro. Okay, I'm kind of stumped on block design for now, so I'm just going to make a little bit of lighting. What I like to do is adding a black base to the bottom of the ground and just layering it like that. Maybe putting it on like B4 so it's in the background, B3 so it covers some of the background, and then maybe decreasing the Y a little bit here. And then to make it a little bit more subtle, I put it on a group and then put that on like 20 opacity or something. And then let's see. Yeah, it's pretty subtle and cool, I guess. And then for the top, I add some blending glow. Hell yeah. It looks really bad right now, but you guys need to trust the process. FLAMEWALL was honestly one of my favorite upcoming top 1s, like, of all time. I would have loved to see it at top 1, but alas, it's just not hard enough, apparently, even though it's like Tartarus gameplay for 9 minutes straight or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna add the poses first before I add the block designs, because I keep on having to look at this black block design and having to roughly estimate where the assets are. I don't like that. Okay, so I've got that so far. That's kind of like FLAMEWALL-ish. It resembles it, but I definitely need to add way more, because FLAMEWALL is like a design heavy level with a lot of design. The main thing I need to nail down is the oranginess of the level, because it's like a flame inside a wall. A flame wall. And then if I do that, that's a posy thing. Oh wait, hold on, I have an idea. Let's loop the poses of these. So pose 6 and then pose 7. Yeah, I'm hip with the times. And then post group 8 and 9, and then we should have like a rotating effect kind of if we loop this around. And then yeah, that could look kind of cool. Put that onto the block and yeah, maybe it could work. And then just add that little bit of extra glow in the center, because like it's a glowy level, I think. And then comparing this to our last design, which is on the bottom here, I think it's a little bit better, although not really where it should be at the moment. I kind of forgot what the FLAMEWALL thing looked like. Like, this level looks so cool, dude. Really, I'm only focusing on the first part of a level here because, you know, I'm opening up my level as well, and might as well use the opening of this level. I'm gonna stop focusing on the block design for a second and work on the spike design, and then move out these poses a little bit. Oh my god, I don't know the direction. I do not know the direction I'm going with this level. Okay, that's kind of cool, actually. If I put it like that, yeah, the FLAMEWALL-ish stuff kind of, it might work. You know what, I'm gonna try and stop directly copying off that one beginning part and actually kind of, you know, make a part that kind of would be in FLAMEWALL, but like kind of would be too ass. Maybe I can make a FLAMEWALL part turned modern. You get what I'm saying? Okay, maybe the goal is to just put like random 1.9-esque stuff in, because that's something. I'm just vaguely thinking of ideas that could fit into like a 1.9 design mega collab type thingy, and just keep on doing blocks method because that's the only method I know. You know what? I'm just gonna make all the block designs first and then try and fix stuff later on because I can't be arsed right now. And then I can make some structuring here as well where like it looks like it's harder than it actually is. And then keep on structuring because structuring, that's like one of the important things in FLAMEWALL, right? Copy and paste this bike design everywhere. It's not gonna look this bad when I finish it. Add that on there, and then that should be like a T2 and a blending of some sorts on like 9. Copy the color of 9 and give it a blending. That's what we do in these scenarios. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And then what we want to do here is kind of just like assign different poses to different blocks. So like kind of like that. Yeah, that's what we're doing. This level is kind of all about design, so this can take kind of a while to decorate. But we don't want to overdo the design, because that's when the level starts to get messy. No football. Okay, one thing I don't like is that when I'm falling down, I cannot see the obstacles at all. So I'm going to put a little placeholder in. And then if we finish that, all that should be on, what about T4 or something? And then right as the player hits the ground, the group ID can disintegrate, and that can be like... You see my vision? Right now, it just feels so flat. Like, it's just all on one layer. All these objects. That's an issue for another time. I'll just keep on creating. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Oh god, I'm making slow progress. And then we're making a little ground design because, you know, we love ground designs around here. And it's just gonna be like a little bit lighter than the actual like blocks, so we can differentiate it and it doesn't look as like just one solid piece of something. This looks more like solar flare or something than FLAMEWALL. But you know, it's kind of supposed to be like FLAMEWALL but modernized, as in like modern deco. So the way we're gonna make these, you know, just the regular way, just angle these in. Where does that just go? And then it'll look like that, and then it'll look nice and dandy. Like, ooh, that looks I mean, it looks alright. The warp tool is like the best feature that Rob has added like ever, dude. It's so useful in any scenario ever. Like, I'm not even joking. And then we're just gonna keep on filling these structures, and then I'm gonna add details after. And now that everything's filled in, we should be able to, yeah, we can see a little bit better now. And now we can add block design, which is just adding things inside the blocks. Random stuff, because it's like, I don't know, design style. I've never done design style before. This is my first time ever doing it. I really don't know what I'm adding. I'm just adding random odd decorations. I don't know what this thing is supposed to be, but it was in quite a lot of like old levels, so I guess I'll add it. And then we're gonna copy this gradient, and we're gonna make an even bigger gradient on the bottom here. We want to add depth. You know, honestly, so far, I think this part is like coming out pretty nice. I've trusted the process. I've built some stuff. Yeah. You know, for a part based on FLAMEWALL, there's a distinct lack of flames here, so I'm gonna add those little animated flames from over here, but I'm gonna make them very subtle. You won't be able to really notice them that well. Okay, I actually gotta speed this up, dude. I'm taking way too much time on this. Get that. Just scale that up, make it look nice and dandy. Put it down there, put it on B2 or something, I don't know, and then put it like that. We're gonna make a little cave structure. I don't know if this is in FLAMEWALL, but like, you know, it's just my version, so whatever. Okay, what can I talk about right now? FLAMEWALL is so freaking cool, dude. I have always wanted a top one that's like super long, super menacing, and uses a Camellia song. Like, holy hell. And I am happy that Quattro Cientos verified it. If I was at that skill level, I would do it, man. I should use this block structure more. I kind of like the variation I have with that. Put like that, put like that, put like that, and then just keep going, I legitimately do not have any time. Oh my god, I'm running out. I've spent 1 hour and 54 minutes. There's something that this whole thing is missing. Oh wait, I think I know what it is. It's these arrow things that are in FLAMEWALL, right? They're drawn like this. Probably. Okay, wait, I might be cooking low-key. This is such an interesting. This is a pretty interesting theme, and I'm glad I executed it like decently well, because last time I did something like this, I got the core theme. If you've seen that video, oh my god, it's so bad. These flames things are not cutting it for me. They just feel way too out of place, even though the level of the name is FLAMEWALL. You know what? Maybe they could be in like the deep background. Okay, I think I've done most of the block design here. I'm gonna make the background. You see, it's kind of like it's like some sort of flame wall, so I'm gonna add flames in the background, and then as good backgrounds are always supposed to, we should all put it on one group, which is 25, and then link it with player X by like 0.5 7. Oh, that's divided by 7. Can I type? And then link that to 25, move time 9, because it's only like 3 seconds long, and then here we go. Yeah, I think that looks cool. And then souls. I'm gonna try and have those souls be white at the start of the level and then turn into whatever that is when you get there. So we're gonna post it and then activate that post trigger with a stop trigger once we hit the floor by targeting 27 and stopping it. And that, yeah, it kind of feels like I've achieved what I want to achieve. You know, I feel like I'm adding way too much stuff, but like, I don't give a damn, to be honest. Actually, no, this is the first part people see when they play the level. It's got to be good. And well, that pretty much concludes our flame wall part. I might add more to this part later if I want to tweak it, but that's all for now. Anyways, let's count up the objects I used. Counting it all up, we have 892. That is not that much. Objects 892. Time spent 2 hours 30 minutes, dude. That is not a good start to the series. Okay, post-production Smango here. I literally forgot to put the word flame wall in here, so hold on, I gotta put this in. What? Okay, there's not enough space for this. Hold on. Flame wall. I think that shows up when you play it. Let me see. Oh, so I nerfed it a little bit. Yep, there we go. It looks kind of cool. Alright, see ya. If you're watching this at least 2 days in the future, please click the end screen and go to the next day after this one. Because, you know, this series is, it's a series.